Howdy friends, and welcome to The Average J. It has been a little while since I put the Australorps in with the other chickens, and we do have peace and harmony, which I have to say is spectacular. I want to say it was only minimal, I don't even want to call it fighting, but you know, a little bit for like the first 2 or 3 days as they tried to establish the pecking order. But I said in that video that I was going to be building the second run. And here it is. I said I was going to kind of be cheating, and that's what I'm doing. So I'm going to say right now that I got this idea watching Valerie Reese, and I'll link her channel down below, including the video that I got the idea from. So it's a pre-made run, and it's metal framing and chicken wire, and it's going to be just what I need. When I saw that video, I said, boy, that's just what I need, because I priced out materials for building, you know, wood and the welded wire, and it was like $600 to $700. I got this off of Amazon. Now, Michelle works for Amazon, so I do get a discount, so bear that in mind. But the entire kit and caboodle was less than $350. Because I'm a Prime member, it's free shipping. I got my discount from, you know, Michelle working there. So I will link this one down below as well. It should go up in just a few hours. It's all kind of like push button click, and I'm hoping that that's how it works. It's how it looked. It's how it looked when I saw it. So I'm hoping that that's how this one works. But we're going to go ahead, and I took some drone footage of where I'm going to put it. I'll insert that right here. You can see the yellow stakes are approximately where it's going to go. But I'm going to get this opened up, and then I'm going to show you the parts. Here's all the parts. Got them out of the box. Lots of metal poles. You have your roll of chicken wire. All of your zip ties come with it. It does come with a small tarp to put over like 1/3 of it. They even put little gloves in there, huh? With the instructions. But that's the parts. Let's start laying it out. Went ahead and laid out the bottom so I can put it together. I just laid it out. So this is the approximate, well, not the approximate, it is the size of the run, length width-wise. But I went ahead and I put the bottom posts and all the connectors out. One thing I want to point out that it says in the instructions, on the corners, they're actually two different pieces. This one is E2, and over on this side is E1. Well, it's upside down, but there we go, E1. And in the instructions, it says that there's different holes in it, E1, E2, so you have to make sure you put them in the right corners. Otherwise, you're gonna mess it up. I get a little nervous when it comes to, you know, these push button slide things, you know, push the button and slide them in. Because when I was a kid, we had a beach umbrella. We were setting up a vegetable stand out in the front yard. I don't remember how old I was, 6, 7, I don't know. But I pushed that button, and when the top piece of the umbrella, the weight came down, it sliced my finger. I thought I was going to lose the tip of my thumb. So I'm very cautious. So probably in this case, best to use the gloves that came in the packaging. The bottom frame is all put together. Literally took less than 5 minutes because they just clicked together. One thing I do want to point out is it's not in the instructions. So if you see, there's holes in some of the piping. You want the holes closest to the corner because there will be supporting straps from the post down to the post. So always make sure that the holes are closest to the connector. The framework is done. So we're still going to have to, we still have a lot of work to do, but the entire thing that I just did for building the frame took about 1 hour. And honestly, that was because I was just looking at the part numbers, making sure I had the right things. So 1 hour and we have the framework done. Now that the frame is up, I laid out, if you see, these are going to be the, this is why I said it's important that you have the holes down on the bottom. Don't put the holes up near the top. Don't put the hole on the side, because these holes are what is going to allow you to put the bracing on, okay? So I laid out the bracing, but I wanted to explain why it's taken me so long to get this thing built. I have had this run sitting in my garage in the box for 3 weeks, if not longer. But the problem was every day that I had available to work on it, it either poured down rain or was like typhoon winds, you know? So that is why, because I needed to set aside about 4 hours to the side where I was off and able to do it. And I haven't had time where I was either off or the weather was cooperating. So that's why it took so long. But now we're going to get it up. And one thing I wanted to show you over here, if Michelle will follow me. Michelle's my camera person today. For the, oh, and I also laid out the stuff for the door. That's going to be right there. So this is the space that I'm leaving open, okay, so that I can get to the door for the main run. Look at the one sitting in the tire. She's so funny. Do you see her?
Close up.
She is just laying in that tire having a great time. But right here between the two is where I'm going to put, this is what I call the hallway, connecting this run to this run. All right. So, but this will remain open. I just kind of wanted to show how that goes. Michelle and I had discussed about like maybe running it long ways instead of like this way, but it puts it too close to the fire pit. And I didn't really want to take a chance on that. So that's why it is laid out the way it is. But I'm going to go ahead and start putting on the bracing, and then I'm going to put on the door. So when I see you again, hopefully those two things will be done. This is what the bracing should look like when it's complete. So you see there's 2 braces per corner. I put the screws to the outside so the birds don't kind of catch themselves on it, so that the screw comes through from the inside to the outside. I also want to say they do give you the wrench for tightening down the bolts, the nuts I should say. One thing the kit does not come with is a level. So you want to make sure that before you tighten up your door frame that everything's level, you know, in all directions. So I'm putting the frame in, the door frame in, and then there's the door right there. But I'm gonna have to level this thing out. You can see they're at kind of wonky angles. So I'm gonna use the level before I tighten it up. All I'm doing is I'm putting them real loose right now. This is like movable right now. You can see it moves. I'm just getting it set up so that after I get all of the clamps on, I can use the level and then I'll tighten them up. I have tightened the door frame, and if you look, so I put my level on, you can see it's level there, and it's level there, and level there. So all of my door frame is leveled out and tightened up. The structure is complete. So now I just need to put the wire on it and the tarp on it, and of course secure it to the ground. But here's the door. You can see it's all nice and level and square. Has a little notch on it, or that's how you can open the door. Now, I will say I'm not real worried about like being able to lock it. We don't have a big problem with theft in this neighborhood. If you look on the main coop, I don't have a lock on the coop. All I have is like a little clamp. I don't lock my chickens. I'm not worried about anybody stealing my chickens or the eggs. Look, they're just chilling. Hello, ladies. So, based on that, I'm not really worried about this not having any kind of lock on it. Now, if you wanted to lock it, you could put like a little chain like right here with a lock on it, I'm sure, but I'm not worried about that at all. And this actually, it looks flimsy, but it doesn't just go up. So I'm not worried about the wind. You have to like literally lift it up and turn it in order for it to open. So if you see, it has like a bigger section and a smaller section. So I'm not worried about the wind blowing it up, but yeah, the frame is up. And you can see I'm increasing my run capacity by 1/3. We have the lower level of chicken wire on. You can see all the twisty ties or zip ties. There's a loose one. We'll pick that up. And goes all the way around. Now I need to do the upper half. All right, we have the chicken wire on the sides and the top. The only part I still have left to do is on the ends. It's to like right here. You can see it. I just have doing in here and in the front, same with the door, but all of it is around. The zip ties, my son was kind enough to cut most of them, and I just finished up over on this side, so I still have to cut those. If you don't want to use zip ties, they do have wire that they give you, but I use the zip ties. It's 250 zip ties, and I think I have about 20 left. I think I'm gonna fall short and either have to use my own zip ties or the wire, because like right here, I don't want a hole right there. You see there's like a hole right here. I'm gonna zip tie that together, but I'm trying to make it as tight as I can so the birds cannot escape.
Something? Escape. I wonder what that means. It's funny. It's spelled just like the word escape. Let's go. Ah!
Everything is built. The run is done. Well, almost done, but I have all the chicken wire on. It goes all the way up over the top, all the way on the sides. And I got the door done. Everything is complete. The only thing left is to put the tarp on, which I'm going to put it on the front third. And I need to put the little spikes into the holes to keep it where it has to go. And then the run will be complete. Another project that I'm going to work on is going to be back here. I'm going to create a little tunnel that goes from right here to the main run right there, so that this way they can get into the new run. That is going to do it. So we got the new run up. Again, like I said, I need to put the little hallway in so that they can get into it from the other run. But my goal today was to get this thing put up, being that it was so many weeks that we had bad weather, wind, whatever, that I could not get this together. Again, all the links will be down below. The link for this particular unit, the link for Valerie Reese, who I stole the idea from. Thanks, Val. And I mean, really, the hardest part of this, it's not even hard, it's the longest time, is all of the twisty ties or zip ties to make sure everything is secure. I actually did wind up using some of my own zip ties because I ran out. There's 250 that comes with it, but I think I was a little, because I wanted to make sure everything was closed, I think I used more than I needed to. So 250 zip ties is a lot, but putting on the chicken wire was what took the longest. I had the frame up in less than an hour. So I would say total time from soup to nuts to put this thing together, because I took breaks to go do some other things. I had visitors come over. I want to say it was probably 3.5 to 4 hours about of actual work time to put this thing together. So 4 hours is not bad, but it does come with the pardon me, the tarp over top. Although I'm not really crazy about the little connectors that they use, I'm probably going to wind up zip tying that on at some point. And what? Oh, it does need to be tighter. So anyway, that is, because that wind is going to get under there and blow that up. But it does have chicken wire on the entire top, so nobody's getting in, nobody's getting out. The last thing I'm going to do before I let them loose in here is I am going to go to the store and get some bricks and put some bricks around the bottom of it. Not so much to prevent anything from getting in, because we don't have a ton of predators, but in their other run, they have a tendency to dig like near the fencing, so I don't want them digging their way out. So I'm going to put some bricks around, but that is going to do it. That is the run. Again, the door just opens up like this. Yay. And the thing that Michelle and I like about this particular setup is you can stand in it. Hello, I can stand up straight in it without having to bend over, you know? So, no, that's way too low, but yeah. So, yeah. So I'm super excited that I can actually stand up in this, but thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe. Thumbs up if you can. Have a great night. Bye.